stream. We're starting off a little bit late, so I decided just to skip that part, because fuck it. We don't need that. Welcome back to Olympus Rising. It's a Monday. Bit of an off day for us, but that's okay. We're doing 2 very rapid succession sessions. Say that 5 times fast. Both on Monday and Wednesday this week, because Devin, aka Fortune, will be on a cruise. He's going on vacation, that bastard, for about 2 weeks. So after this session, we'll have a day break where I'll post some YouTube videos, and then we'll have the very next session on Wednesday, and yeah, we'll have another session immediately afterwards, and then we will be off for about 2.5 weeks. Kind of shitty, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. You guys are Survivor, I'm sure. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna kind of jump right into it here without much ado. Move over to this screen, and I'm gonna unmute Discord, and we're gonna see what's going on with the crew.
But we don't blame you for it.
Probably. Yeah, it's fine. That's okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Megan's alive.
Yes.
Myth.
We were having a bet as to whether or not you were going to show up.
True statement.
Really?
Or, like, whether or not you had locked yourself out of the house again.
Or actually remembered that we had a session today.
You know,
The timing of which.
So, because I missed it last week, I saw it and then I lost it. How much XP did we get last week? Because I didn't add mine.
Last week, you all received... Oh, wait, no. I said that we would do it at the beginning of this week, I think, right? I think that's...
No, you put it in Discord. And
Oh.
Yeah, you put it in Discord, but I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I don't need it anymore. And then it went away before I could put it in.
Let's scroll up. Because I honestly don't remember how much I gave you.
I think it was like
let's
300 and, like 300,000 experience.
see. No, I don't think that was it at all.
I'm realizing now that my karaoke hour may have actually bumped this like significantly up there.
That's why I was wondering if anybody knew, because scrolling is going to take a long time to find it.
Oh, yes. Karaoke. Oh, my shit taking a long fucking time too. All that other random stuff that we said in here.
Speaking of which, do you have an announcement tonight?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm out.
Bye.
Cool.
I see 213, but that was on
That-
the 14th. Is that accurate?
I think so.
Yes, the 14th was the last time we
Yeah.
So yeah.
213.
213? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Thank
actually a
you.
great point. I should have just stopped trying to read words and looked at the damn date. But that's why you're smarter than I am. Cool. Jump to present. Thank you.
Got it.
Awesome. Yes, 213 experience. So, hello everyone. We're here on a Monday.
Hello.
A little bit odd for us, but that's okay, because we're going to go ahead and just kick it right off here, because we got to get through a bunch of stuff this session so that we can turn around and in 2 days have another session. Sounds great.
Yay!
Sounds fantastic.
And Jordan's afraid that we won't do it.
Won't
No,
do
I'm
what?
mostly afraid that you're all just going to die and we're just going to reboot the whole entire campaign on...
Well, 2 of us are going to
In 2
die,
days.
and the other 2 are going to get lost in some weird sort of slave and owner relationship.
So... right, exactly. So,
Hey, don't judge me for my personal life, all right?
So, Devin, tell us about, besides the existential crisis that your character may die this session, what else has been going on in your life this week?
Pretty much just getting ready for vacation.
Right, you're going on a cruise, yeah?
Well, doing 2.5 days in Portland, 2.5 days in Seattle, and then a cruise.
That sounds like a lot of
So-
stuff.
Yeah, but it's going to be good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's 16 days away from work. Should be beautiful.
I'm excited for you. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I am excited for you.
Just remember, a lot of us are living vicariously through your vacation.
Got it.
Right, and
I'll
the
keep-
only 2 words I have to say are open bar, and you know what I'm talking about.
Which is funny because I did buy the ultimate drink package.
Yeah.
So I've got open bar the entire time I'm on a cruise ship.
Yeah, but I think you actually know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Moving on. Megan, how are you? How have the past 3 days been for you?
They've been busy.
Was today the first day of school?
No, I still have one more week. So this time next week it will be the first day of school.
Well, luckily, you won't have to worry about Olympus, at least during that time, since Devin's going on a cruise.
It's true.
You'll have an
It
extra
kind of
Sunday
works
to
out.
yourself.
Yeah, it kind of works out.
To get some.
But yeah, my independent study came to an end this week, so I was finishing stuff up for that. And then my principal basically was like, "Oh, you know all that work that you did? Yeah, I want you to actually do it this way." And she wants it for tomorrow. So yeah, so I've been fixing all of that. But really, other than that, not a whole lot's been going on.
Question: were the guidelines laid out originally the first time?
Yes, and I have the original email that she sent with exactly what she wanted me to do. Then I suggested back to her, well, what if we did it this way? She said no. So then I did what she wanted, and now she wants to do what I suggested. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's one of those situations. I get it. I do.
Yep.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so literally an entire summer's worth of work that I did, she wants me to change in 2 days. So it's been great. It's been good times.
If you could not kill your principal and get thrown in jail so that we could continue playing tabletop RPG.
You know, luckily she didn't say it to me in person because I might not have a job at the moment. But it's fine. We're good.
No big deal. You've been working all summer. It's fine. Well, that's excellent. That sounds like a great time for you. William?
Yes.
How have you been?
You know what? I have not been that bad, with the exception of a very bizarre call I got from work at 2:30 in the afternoon for absolutely no reason.
Which, to remind everyone, 2:30 in the afternoon for someone who works 10:45 to 7 every day is an odd time to receive a phone call.
That's valid.
I honestly am of the opinion, I'm just going to call you during my business hours. How would you like that?
Right, yeah. I used to love calling people in the middle of the night, man. That was great on Grave Shift. Call people in the middle of the night and be like, yeah, by the way, everything's burning down and going to shit. How's your sleep going? Oh, wait. That's right. I just woke you up.
But,
You're more courteous than I was. I'd call people, it's all on fire, and then hang up.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
and then they're freaking out because they don't know what I'm talking about.
Right, and the best part is the number that we call from at work is generic. Like, it doesn't tell people exactly where you're calling from. It just gives the generic work number. So they might have no idea who exactly called.
Yeah, so that's always bad too. But I had
Devin, your phone's ringing.
beyond that.
Yeah. Hold on.
I've had a pretty good couple of days.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
and we got some really good news about some other stuff that's going on. So
That's good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Matt?
What I can recall from this weekend was great.
That sounds like a great weekend.
Yeah, was not well. I'm perhaps exaggerating a little bit. It was a good weekend. I had a friend come out, who I had not seen in quite some time, so it was good to catch up.
Yes, it always is good to catch up. Well, that's great. Anything else? Are you finally back into the swing of work after your extended absence?
Yep, more or less.
That's good.
More or less.
That's good. Any awesome brainwashing / mind control projects you're working on currently?
No, I only got to teach the teach that section. I don't actually do that stuff. I don't work with live animals. I work with cells. So
hold on, sir. I believe technically those are alive.
Yeah,
really don't
but
think
they're
we have
not.
time for this discussion.
They're not aware. So without getting
I mean,
existential about it.
But are they? Are they not? Are they truly not aware?
Well, they're
They're aware of the environment that they exist in, right?
nope. I work primarily with
react chemically?
dissociated. So the bare bones run through of what I actually do my experiments on is that we take brain tissue. We get that. I won't say from where. It gets dissociated, which is to say it's scrambled gently, so you don't kill the neurons.
All right.
You plate them in a dish with brain food, and let them grow up into networks on a piece of glass, and then image them several weeks later once they've matured and actually developed into networks.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually fucking awesome.
So the systems that I'm working with are technically like intact minimal brain networks. However, there is no, there's no organization to it. So they're networks, but they're not doing anything particularly useful. Least of all, are they aware that they are cells in a dish.
Well, yeah.
To put it that.
Yeah. Sure.
So basically, you're making zombies without the need to eat things.
No, listen. He's basically making zombie food more edible and tastier by adding brain food.
Basically, we're making like zombie snack wafers. Yeah, like brain wafers in a dish that may or may not be appealing to the living impaired.
I think no matter what the next planet says, I got my idea for it.
That's not good.
I'd be happy to brainstorm.
They're going to be cognizant zombies who are fully functional, but they require the manufacturing of brain wafers, and the supply is running short. And
trademark.
So the parties, yeah, exactly.
You think that wasn't intentional?
Oh no, I know it was.
Yes.
Please.
The party's mission is going to be to collect more brain wafers for the government of this planet.
Don't make it a fetch quest. So
totally
like collect X number of brain wafers
too. All had fetch quests the entire time. Just the things you have to fetch sometimes shoot back at you.
Or shoot back at NPCs and kill them.
Right, or literally deal almost maximum damage to the NPCs that are supposed to help you through the encounter.
Yep.
Who is supposed to be the one taking the damage so that we survive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So does everyone remember when Jordan was talking about how difficult it is to appropriately balance combat scenarios in this game? That's what he was referring to. Chains is absolutely what he was talking about when he said that.
Yeah.
To be fair, and I may spoil a little bit here, but Chains was technically like a level 3 character. Like he was a 3-hit dice NPC, and he was eliminated basically in 2 shots.
By one and a quarter shots.
Technically, he took 3 shots.
Yeah.
The last of which from Fortune.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Because I'm a good friend.
The coup de grace actually came from his fellow bounty hunter.
Right, but if he were alive at this point in time, and I'm not saying he isn't, but if he were like able to talk, he probably would thank Fortune for saving him from whatever.
That's what I was going to say. I was putting him out of his misery. Whatever you guys think, that's what I was doing.
Yep, absolutely. My week has been fairly good. The past couple of days have been. I went back to work, and work is shitty. That's pretty much all there is to that. Lots of random idiotic stuff going on over there. Didn't have a chance to really do anything today because I'm training, and when we train at my position, it's basically an all-day affair that you don't get to do anything else.
Yay!
I feel your pain.
That's basically what I did all day. And tomorrow I have to put on a uniform for the first time in a few months and go walk in the hot Florida sun, and that's going to be great.
Awesome!
Are you going to remember
Congratulations.
which direction things are?
I'm significantly considering calling out. I think I feel a cold coming on.
Which one? What position?
I will be stationed in Diagon Alley.
Oh, perfect. Well, at least it's AC, but perfect.
I mean, kind of. Not all of it.
Kind of. I mean, blasting AC.
It's true.
It is about 10
It's
degrees
actually-
cooler in there than anywhere else.
Here's an amusing thing for those of you that don't live around theme parks or other
theme park, pretty
locations
much.
that have copious amounts of AC, but the doors remain open for large periods of the day. So if you're unaware, there's actually so much AC in the theme parks that just walking around outside is literally cooler. Like, we're literally fighting global warming with the amount of AC that is being produced out of the venues in the theme parks.
Jordan, I'd like to talk to you about how air conditioning works.
Listen, no. Hold on. I'm actually.
I'd like to talk to you about how global warming works. But yeah,
Yep.
sure, go ahead.
No. This is legit. Okay.
We need to have a talk about energy.
No, I'm telling you right now, the heat that is produced by the AC unit does not compensate for the amount of cold air that is being pumped out of the buildings, and it is legitimately a few degrees cooler at most points in the theme park than it is outside of it.
It's true, and it does affect the weather.
Yeah, I'm not kidding when I say that. It really is like a few degrees cooler just walking around.
The
theme parks.
local temp. I believe you that the local temperature feels cooler. However, combating global warming is probably not.
Listen, okay, it's fine. That's how this stuff works. I know this.
I had a former roommate of mine try to convince me that running a dehumidifier with all of the windows open in our apartment had the net effect of cooling our apartment. And
That doesn't make any sense.
I like
But wait,
I'm
He's
having-
frustrated just telling us the story.
I'm having like flashbacks to that.
Was this roommate a she?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Moving right along.
Are there more stories about this roommate who was a she?
Is she the one who had a ferret too?
Let's just move right along.
all right. Well, if I ever need to make sure that Matt comes into a session already angry and frustrated, I will just bring.
Oh, I am. I'm already primed because
bring that moment up.
Yeah, I didn't think I was actually going to get to play because
Oh right, yeah. Let's talk about
what was
that.
it? 20 minutes. Oh no. I mean it's back and it's fine, but it just figures that immediately prior to the session, my entire building lost power for no reason that I can explain.
To be fair, Megan, we did tell him to go to your house real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could have played at like 11 a.m. tomorrow if I started driving then.
That's fine.
I would be home from work by that time.
Yeah. I mean, it could have worked, and then we still could have done the
I can
Wednesday
play
session.
from work.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, I may not be able to do Roll20 and Discord at the same time,
It's fine.
but
We'll make all your rolls for you. It's totally cool.
okay, cool.
Um,
Well, I'll let Jordan roll. My rolls will be crits. We'll be fine.
yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
man.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I should just do that anyways. Why are we not doing this? Jordan rolls everybody's rolls.
So let's.
Everything dies in one hit. We're good.
Yeah, that was a good 21 minutes. Let's talk about what the hell happened last session and why there are two.
Do we want to do
characters who
goals
have been
first?
in fear for their lives for 7+ change days.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray.
So last session, I guess we should talk about the ones that are in the most immediate danger, which is obviously.
It's obviously Boomer.
Boomer.
Right, yeah, no, it's obviously.
Little does
Oh,
he
yeah.
know.
I like how we all agreed it's definitely Boomer.
But no,
Boomer's
really.
always in the most danger.
Well, anyone on the ship at any given point of any day is in the most danger because there's a spike drive on board, and just that those are the most dangerous things in the entire galaxy. So
Wait, Jordan, question.
Yep.
What's a spike drive? Because all I'm aware of being on board is that giant still in the back of the ship.
Right, yeah, the giant
You mean the booze maker?
the giant booze maker, yeah. It's good. It's good stuff. No, but in seriousness, Fortune had linked up with one of his Claris mercenary group contacts named Chains, who was a
R.I.P.
vaguely southern, somewhat cowboy-esque individual who was quite hardy before taking a shotgun to the side of the head, and then also subsequently getting stabbed and then shot by his own party member. But you guys
Put him out of his misery.
Tracked your target, Victor, to an underground facility that he was apparently using to hide out. And upon getting down, there was a highly successful, I believe, persuasion check that was made. And while the three of you were waiting for Victor to come meet with you, you were going to attempt to alpha strike the group of individuals. The group of individuals that was standing in front of you, and were not 100% successful. I think Oscar took a knife stab wound, and Chains got shot in the shoulder. But you were able to dispatch them fairly quickly, and after a short, brief montage of slicing up some mooks as you traveled through the facility, you arrived at kind of like a large circular room with like a desk and some bookshelves along the side, and inside was your target, Victor. And as Chains went to peek around the side, he took a basically full face shot of buckshot from the shotgun that Victor had, and then in being enraged in the state of enragement that he was, Chains decided to rush in there, and he whipped out his arm chain and ripped the shotgun from the guy's hand, who then pulled out his scimitar monoblade from his side and ran Chains through. The other two of you who were attempting to assist were running in, shooting, firing all kinds of shots, and he was just ducking and weaving and dodging. And then the climactic ending was when you both tried to attack him by using trying to use the element of surprise. He was able to bring Chains up in the way to stop the bullet of Fortune, while Oscar's blade was deflected somewhat deftly by the individual.
It was a little predictable that we would both.
Right. Yeah.
He had the upper hand.
Yeah. He had the high ground, Anakin.
He'd watched enough movies to know what was going to happen next.
Right. Exactly. And so after the initial shock of you guys wearing off, he took his opportunity to sprint out of the room, and subsequently chasing him down the hallway, Oscar, who's slightly faster than Fortune because of the fact that he can teleport and stuff, was able to catch up with Victor before he was able to escape up the same set of staircases that you guys came down, and they were squaring off in this long hallway, and getting ready to do their worst. And just to remind everybody mechanically how that's going to work is Oscar will get the opportunity to do something, be it step out of range or leap on,
step into range,
try and attack him, or do something else cool, which I'm sure he's been thinking about all week, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Then Victor will get to go, and he'll get to use up his turn, and then Fortune will come around the corner and be able to act as well, involved in the combat, being slightly further back than the other two. However, there was also another brief storyline ongoing that involved Boomer and Go-Go back on the ship. Besides the disturbance in the Force that you felt at the fact that there may be two new crew members from Westwind suddenly appearing at your ship, Go-Go had
the dead man hiring switch is about to go off.
Exactly. The ship actually receives an alert every time one of you dies to let the handler know that well, they're not coming back.
they start accepting applications immediately when our hearts stop beating.
There's just like a line that immediately forms outside the ship of potential prospects with their resumes in their hands. It's pretty good. I think that will probably be a great way to introduce new characters if we need to, and we're in a valid location. We'll just do the interview process with like 100 people. It'd be great. It'd be a great 4-hour session. Gogo had acquired one of these collars that they use on this planet to mark the men that exist on the planet, because on this planet there is a lot of misandry in the fact that women are the dominant sex and they control everything on the planet, down to even borderline slavery from the men themselves, who are essentially just workhorses. And right, yeah, exactly. Must be willing to wear collar. And she had acquired one of these collars and left it wrapped real nicely with a cute little card outside of Boomer's bunk, who had just opened it up and looked inside. And I think that's where we like phase in to the scene where Boomer, you've just opened up this collar. That's clearly a gift from Gogo. So what do? What's your first reaction to that?
Well, as I recall, there was also a letter that was attached to it.
Yes, absolutely there was. Gogo, do you remember what that letter said?
I actually just pulled it up.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, give me 2 seconds. My computer decided to do something stupid.
It's fine. I understand. My computer literally does stupid things all the time.
My dearest Boomer, I got this for you. It was a bit expensive, but I spared no expense when it comes to you. I thought it would match your neck. Winky face. You're welcome. XOXO MV.
That's right. Yeah, I remember the winky face part for sure.
So Boomer just kind of stands there for a moment, actually holding the collar. Like, what? Can I do some kind of check to like see if it looks familiar?
I don't think you need to. I think you recognize immediately what it is.
Ah, okay. In that case, just like, Actually, he's gonna walk back into his room and start doing tech medical tests to see if you could, to see how it works, how it operates.
Sure, do a tech medical test. I will allow that.
Oh, Jordan, did you want to talk about goals?
Oh, you know what? I totally did.
Complete?
Roll your tech medical, and we'll jump back to goals when I do the scene transition to the two that are about to die, to those who are about to leave us. We'll talk about goals. Cool. Yeah. So a 6.
You know what? I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay. Sure. Yes. Remember, experts take advantage of that reroll.
If you get less than a I was hoping that you would get like a 2 and then feel compelled to put it on.
Right, yeah. So the concept of what's going on here is not foreign to you, right? Like, it's clearly like a signifier of like whatever the male sex on this planet is supposed to be. But as far as like how it works, or even like I think even from this, there is no how it works. It literally looks just like a collar. Looks like a collar, doesn't have anything. It literally, if you've ever held like a leather dog collar in your hands ever, that's what it looks like. It's got a little buckle on it that, like, you can tighten up or loosen up and make it comfortable.
There would just be that moment of, "Aw, Gogo actually cares."
Right, yeah, I think that's appropriate.
And he'd put it back in the box and then put it in his pocket. It's like, I'm going to show her that I received this at some point, but I need to make sure that the horizon stops smoking.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, your thing shorts out like right as you're putting it away, and you begin to curse in Russian and go back to fixing your, clearly like really jacked up equipment. Shut up, cat. Go away.
I'm offended by that.
No, you can't come up here. Stop. Your claws hurt. Thank you. I love you. Bye.
I feel like that was instant karma.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So as you begin to do that, we'll fade out and let's talk about goals real quick. We'll do with the two that are the two of you who are not about to pass from this world. Boomer, what goals do you think that you have completed and or you think that you are going to add, etc., etc.? Let's look at them right here real quick.
All right. If you look at my character sheet, I've actually marked off the 2 that I believe have been completed.
Okay. All right. The
feel
first
like-
one's not going to be worth a whole lot. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
I would like to point out, I think it should be worth more because it was a goal that was completely out of my hands.
Not necessarily. But I think sure, I'll allow that to be completed. But I probably wouldn't let a goal like that be completed over and over and over and over and over again because it's kind of silly. The goal was do not get collared by Go-Go. You successfully completed in the last session, so I'll say you can garner 100 experience for that, and yeah, I think that is appropriate. Now that third goal for sure, you've built the thing, you've done the thing. I'll bet somewhat successfully. It's having minor issues, but you did accomplish your goal. And that one is going to be worth quite a bit more because that is not only is that my new computer doesn't understand I want to open every PDF with Adobe PDF yet, and that's kind of weird. Yeah, so it is also... Yes, there. Hey, perfect. Awesome. Yes, set. Oh my god, okay, stop, computer. Just stop. Jesus. So it is a goal that obviously will be completed. Will have quite a bit of experience behind it, which is good for you because not only is it a goal that you've had for quite some time, but it is also a goal that has been is a difficult one. It's not an easy thing to complete. So you're gonna get more than I think is normal. And looking at my little chart here, I think that it is appropriate to award you for that one. Let me find the little thing. Yes. It is appropriate to award you 750 experience for that.
Nice.
It's a big goal.
And what was this?
So this was completing building his prototype arm
contraption.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
But based on the effectiveness as how he built it the first time determines the difficulty of making it better in the future and completing more goals for it. So congratulations, Boomer, receiving your
I would also like to note that was just enough to push me to level 3 as well.
Perfect. Cool. Awesome. Now, let's talk about Go-Go. So Go-Go, you're sitting in your room. What goals do you think that you have completed?
Well, my second goal got kind of complicated because one of them might die, but it might not be my fault or to the people who I was supposed to protect them from.
Okay, sure.
Because we had said that, because technically I did assist, but you had put on the disclaimer that we had to leave the planet in order to complete said goal.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that as long as that incident does not occur, regardless of the survivability of the rest of the party, it will be completed eventually. But yeah,
okay.
No, because you haven't departed the planet yet, it technically could still happen. Because who knows?
Sure. Yeah. So now I haven't completed anything then.
Okay. Cool. So bouncing over to our two combatants. Oscar, you're sitting here. you're facing off against this guy, and you have a moment of clarity where you tell me if you think you completed any of your goals.
No, but I believe I've acquired a new one.
Sure, yeah, I see that one in all capital
Which,
letters there.
yeah,
Sure.
it directly involves Victor.
Yes, it does. And only one other word.
Yeah.
Slightly before.
I think we all know what that goal is now.
It's actually caress.
Oh, see, I was gonna say that.
I was not headed in that direction, but sure, go for it.
Yeah, kiss Victor.
Swoon him over to the
Totally.
dark side.
Woo Victor.
Which actually is funny because Megan asked me during our week-long hiatus. She asked me if you guys were the good guys, and I had to stop for a moment and think about that real hard. And I believe my answer was, I guess that's the real question, isn't it? Are you the good guys?
I don't think we have enough information to know that yet.
Yeah, I don't think you do, which is why I answered it suchly.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that quest will either be completed or it'll be very clear that it's not.
As in re-rolling a character, not completed.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Victor has his own set of goals and things to do as well. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. So
NPCs don't have goals.
Well, I guess that I feel sorry for you playing in games where NPCs don't have goals. Fortune, have you completed any of your goals?
Hopefully too by the end of this session, but no.
Okay, yeah. I think that if you guys survive,
if we survive, 2 should be completed this session.
And yeah, go do the thing with the thing. Yeah, I think you will complete 2. Okay. So I will allow Will, since you have reached level 3. Congratulations. You were so far behind everyone else in the start, and now you are ahead. But like if you're an expert, and that's kind of how experts roll. So did you want to roll your 3 hit dice to see if you gain any more hit points than you currently have?
Well, that sucks.
Nope.
Woo.
You remain at 7 hit points. Congratulations.
Wow.
You could have rolled more than that on 1d6.
Or 6 hit points. Yes.
The force in which my head had hit my keyboard.
Can you re-roll that one?
No. I might have allowed it, but it's still within the same hour, so.
Yeah.
No, he cannot. That was actually the trick. I was going to make him roll a skill check so he didn't have his reroll. For the
Smart.
It's dirty.
Yeah, I'm just a filthy GM.
I'll remember that for next time.
Right, yeah. No, I want to roll my hit dice now. Cool. Awesome. Excellent. So, Boomer.
Fight things?
I'm sorry?
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Nothing.
No, there's still plenty more. I did promise Go-Go and Boomer I had something for them. So
Okay.
I have to give them something, right? So, Boomer, you're sitting there with your collar and you're fixing the horizon. And Go-Go, where are you on the ship after you delivered your present? Did you go back to your room?
I probably went to the piloting chair.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think you go to the piloting chair. And it's got like that dull, if you've ever seen like an episode of Star Trek where it's like the overnight crew and it's got like the dull like beeping and blinking of certain lights in certain areas, and it's to someone such as yourself who's a pilot, that's kind of like soothing, right? That's your happy place. So I imagine Go-Go is like sitting like sideways over the chair with her leg like thrown up on one of the armrests. And what are you doing up in the pilot's chair? How are you lounging, or what's your activity that you're performing?
Most likely, she's probably playing some sort of game on her compad.
Okay.
Trying to kill time.
Yeah, so
Obviously, Snake 2.0.
Right? Is it Brick Breaker? Because
It's Minesweeper, obviously.
yeah. That seems good. Yeah, Minesweeper seems perfect. So it's like, you know, you tap and tap and tap, and then it explodes and has this cool little graphic. It's probably like a little bit of hologrammy too, like 3D, like little explosion when you die.
Which is quite frequently. Gogo's not really good at it, but
right. Actually, Gogo tries to see how fast she can blow everything up. Is Gogo's goal?
How quickly she can blow it up.
Am I the only one that's getting this image like every time she blows up? It's like, oh, boomer.
Maybe it might be. It might be true.
Cool.
Wow.
Awesome. So you're sitting in the captain's chair, or the pilot's chair, because there's no real captain. Well, I guess there is like a captain's couch in the ship that we have. And you're playing a little game on the front,
Which is probably covered in Go-Go's jazz.
Yeah,
albums.
we hear the noise of your game, like kind of playing along with the noises inside of the cabin, and on the console, on the computer console, like directly in front of you, an alert like pops up on the view screen.
She finishes her game, which is like immediately because she doesn't take very long, and then I guess she would look up at it and open the message if there was a message.
So it's not a message; it's actually like an alert, like a ship alert, and it says it's a proximity alert, like someone is interacting with the ship in some way.
Inside or out of?
It's an exterior proximity alarm. It's like it's the alarm that is letting you know that someone has essentially touched the ship, right? It's like, because you have the ramp up and like everything's secure, but like somebody's like touching the landing leg, or you know, has jumped down on top of the ship, or it's telling you that something foreign is interacting with the exterior of the ship.
Do we have external cameras?
You do have some, but probably only at the ramp. I don't think you can actually see anything if you like turn it on. Or the ramp and the cargo, like the cargo holds, like right directly underneath the cargo holds is what you can see. And if you were to like flick them on, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Does the sensor tell us from what part of the ship or what part of the ship is being interacted with?
It's one of the landing legs.
Okay, Gogo gets immediately Gogo gets immediately pissed off because nobody touches her ship. Like,
sure.
Honestly, I guess she wouldn't go by herself. So I guess she would immediately go find Boomer, maybe buddy system it outside the ship.
Sure.
So I go to Boomer's room and I knock on the door.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Now, Boomer, I need you to come out here now.
Boomer walks out, and it's almost like he has a fire retardant blanket that he's got draped over one arm. What?
She looks at your arm and just like, you know what? I'm not going to ask. Somebody's messing with our ship. I think we need to go check it out.
Okay. Boomer would just kind of lean to the side, grab his backpack, make sure it's buckled on. It's like, all right, well, let's do this.
She just laughs at you. It's like, all right, let's go.
What? I can be just as protective as the other guys.
Yep. Let's go. Margot has her shotgun ready.
Sure. Yeah. So do you? How do you exit the ship? Do you just like drop the landing ramp?
No, I'd probably go out the cargo hole.
Yeah,
way.
there's probably like a hatch, like an emergency hatch you could jump out of. Sure.
Yeah, be less conspicuous, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. If you're attempting to be inconspicuous, right? You're attempting to not be noticed as you depart the ship, because like dropping the landing hatch would 100% alert if there was anyone there. Like, there's big steam and the thing starts to shake and like metal hits metal and like.
No, emergency.
Yeah. So you pop open the hatch and you pull up the handle and you twist it and you pull it up and it it's like hydraulic, so it like lifts up and moves to the side, and you like you look down out of the hatch, and you can see at the rear landing leg, there is like a hooded, cloaked figure who's like climbing up the landing leg like very slowly, and like trying to get to like where like the inner workings of the landing gear is.
Regular human-sized cloaked figure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looks like it's a human-sized cloaked figure, but you can pick up 0 discernible features about him because it's also dark out.
So I just picture Gogo's head like poking out from underneath the ship to see him, and then I would poke my head back and like let Boomer do the same thing.
Sure.
And then I would look at him and be like, "What do we do about this?"
Shoot first, ask questions later.
All right.
Boomer.
I've got an idea. All right, just stay here for a second.
Well, I'm not going out there, so yeah, go ahead.
Boomer drops down through the hatch, attempting to just make that very light landing on his.
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna need you to roll me a stealth check.
Sure.
It's gonna be far easier than it would be if you were like trying to run down out of the ramp, but yeah.
Dexterity stuff.
Yes, dexterity stealth. Yeah, I think a 6 is good enough for this one. It's not very hard. So yeah, the individual doesn't turn and look at you. He's slowly climbing up into the landing gear. And now Boomer, you know this. There's no way to access the ship from inside the compartment he's headed towards. The hatch is, unless he has like heavy duty cutting gear. Because the hatch opens from the inside for obvious reasons, because the landing gear is ostensibly exposed to space, and you want a very secure hatch to be there. So he's like not going to be able to get in that way unless he's carrying like super heavy cutting gear underneath all of his cloaks and stuff.
Okay. With that 6, just quietly walking towards the figure, and then when it seems like I'm 84 feet from them, I'm just going to use the telescoping pole, almost like a baton against the ground, so it makes a loud cracking noise.
Yeah, so
at
I think that
"Boy!"
you'd be like underneath him, right? Like, because the ship is big, and you'd probably be like underneath him. He's probably like halfway up the leg. By the time you like slowly like creep underneath him. So you're gonna like bang it on like the metal of the landing leg?
Yeah, that's somewhere where I know it's not gonna do any damage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously I'm not gonna make you like roll for damage.
You knocked off the landing gear. Congratulations. Ship falls over, explodes, you all die.
You're kind of a robot, Devin. If you wanna, I think you're double miking or whatever again.
By the way, I'm covering Boomer this whole time.
Double mic, double bourbon.
Yeah, double mic, double bourbon. Yeah,
is this better?
Yes, it's much more better.
Much more better.
That requires a
so
drink.
you're like watching the individual, or are you watching like the surrounding area? Go. Or are you doing the whole 360 thing?
I think I'd watch the individual, check the other areas. I try to do a 360 thing, probably.
Yeah, sure. So Boomer, you get up there and you bang on it, and the individual looks down at you, and he turns so fast that his hood like flies back, and you can see that it is a male figure, and he's like very short shaven head, like almost if somebody took not like a straight razor, but like a very very tight buzz cut, as tight as you can make it. So he's just got basically like stubble on his head. And he's got these like big eyes, and he looks at you with surprise, and he attempts to jump off the landing gear like away from you.
Okay.
I'm gonna make an athletics roll for him though to see how well he lands here, because he's probably not the greatest at this.
My question is though. Is anyone else seem to be seeing this, or have I drawn any other attention?
No, you guys are on the landing pad. There's like no one out here.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be based on Dex. Oh, damn.
Jesus.
He rolls an 11 though. All right, so he lands and does like a tuck and roll, and he's beginning to like sprint away from you. Do you want to try and like run him down?
Yeah, Boomer's gonna run him down, and he's gonna try and go for one of his legs with the telescoping pole.
Okay. Yeah, like ostensibly he's going to stay just out of range the whole time. So what we can do here is we can make opposed athletics rolls to see if you can catch him. Like,
okay.
Eventually. Because you guys are, like, kind of on the same level as far as everything's concerned.
All right, do you want strength, dex?
I actually think it's going to be based on constitution, because it's an endurance thing. And Gogo, what are you doing? Like, when you see this individual take off away from the ship, what are you going to do?
Shoots shotgun?
No.
Take him in the leg?
I would start lightly jogging after them,
Okay.
and yelling encouragement to Boomer.
So you're not gonna
Go get him! Go get him! Run faster! Go get him!
Yeah.
Get him, boy! Get him! Get him!
I think it's definitely going to be based on constitution for sure on this one.
Can
So,
my encouragement help him?
Sure, roll an athletics roll based on constitution or based on charisma. If you get an 8 or higher, I'll allow the additional +1. Nope.
Sad.
You could re-roll though. Remember, it's still technically within the first hour.
Why not?
You're gonna get it back in like 6 minutes anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So
Might as well. No harm to it.
nope. I am not encouraging. I'm just annoying you.
Your encouragement is, run, you slow piece of crap!
Oh yeah. So you're totally gonna catch him.
He didn't need it. It's fine.
So Boomer,
The negative reinforcement helped.
right? Negative reinforcement.
Negative reinforcement. Yeah.
is the assistance. Yeah. So Boomer,
Story of my life.
I think eventually, like you probably, it's gonna take a little bit, right? Because he rolled fairly well as well. He rolled a 9. It's gonna take a little bit to catch him, but you'll be able to catch him and like do what you want with him. Like, you know, I was gonna use the phrase "have your way" with him, but I will refrain. From
That sounds nice.
And yeah, but it's probably going to be out of the sight of like Gogo. Like you're gonna have a moment or like a few moments before Gogo is going to like catch up, and you might even have to like comms her and be like, "Hey, we took a left down this road or this alleyway or whatever." But I think he leads you on a fairly merry chase through the streets, and eventually you guys get to like he takes a turn and maybe like stumbles a little bit, and you're able to like slam him up against the wall and like hit him in the knee with your pole, and he just goes to the ground. And when he does, he just immediately goes like fetal position with his hands in front of his face. And he's kind of at your mercy. What do you do with him?
At that point, it's just all right. Calming, using the horizon to actually calm Gogo.
Right. Yeah. You pull it up, and like the screen is like flickering with her picture, but you know,
acknowledge.
What like the line
yes.
the line of LEDs is burnt out, and like you're trying to click yes, but the buttons are mixed up, so you're actually clicking no the first couple of times, and then you finally click no, and it's actually yes.
Is it ringing? Are you ringing? Tell me you're ringing.
I think Gogo, you hear the "Are you ringing? Is it ringing?" I think you hear that whole line.
God, Boomer, what?
Oh, okay. Hey, it worked. Okay, field test 1 complete. Anyway, I got the guy. We're XYZ.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, I'll be there. Just don't kill him.
I'm hurt. And then hang on.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the correct spot there is, I'm not Fortune.
Right. Yeah. So the guy's just like the guy's sitting there with his, you know.
I'm sorry, I meant kill him accidentally.
Sorry.
Sorry.
He just curled up in a ball with like his hands in front of his face, like facing outwards, like to block things, because you hit him, right? He's scared of being hit again.
While he's doing that, I'm collapsing the pole, and then just like gently frisking, seeing if he has any weapons or.
Cool. Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think you noticed the thing I want you to notice, but he doesn't have any weapons on him. You do realize that, like, what you assumed was a cloak before, it's actually just, like, kind of a ratty old blanket that's been wrapped around him a bunch of times. And, like, kind of tied off hastily, like, at the waist or whatever. It's like somebody wearing a towel dress, right?
All right.
With like a makeshift kind of, like, hood thrown up.
All right. Does he have a collar on?
He does not. You look specifically at that area. And then, since you said it, I'll give it to you, because this is the thing I was going to give you on perception. I think that when you reach to, like, get his neck, he, like, hides. He, like, shies away from you getting it. And you have to, like, kind of, like, pull back, like, the blanket a little bit. And you, like, lift up his head a little bit, and you see that he has this... Have you ever seen shingles? Somebody with shingles? And that nasty red, like, pussy rash around their neck?
Yeah, there'd be that, like, real quick let go and wiping his hand on
I think
his
that's
pant
exactly
leg.
what happens. Like, it looks infected and nasty, and it is, like, oozing a little bit. And you can see on the inside of, like, the blanket, there's, like, a little bit of, like, a little ring of stain as well.
All right, I am re-engaging the telescoping pole and just kind of, like, purposefully keeping him, like, pinned to the ground, and I am the length of the telescoping pole away from him.
Yeah.
Just English? English. You speak English.
Yeah, because you don't want to also turn into a werewolf.
Wait a minute. Is that a thing? Bite me! Bite me!
Yeah, cool. So
right now you are the literal interpretation of I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Gogo, you arrive and you see that, like, Boomer has, like, pushed this pole, like, up against his chest and has, like, pinned him to the wall, and he's, like, at the extent, and he's, like, kind of nervously, like, wiping his hand on his pants, like, repeatedly, and, like, switching his hands on the pole and wiping his other hand on his pants, and, like, sniffing, and then, like, trying to dig something out of his pouch, like getting some disinfectant wipes and rubbing all over himself.
What are you doing exactly?
Go, don't touch him. He has... It's an infection on his skin. It might be contagious by contact.
Oh, trust me, I wasn't going to touch him anyway. But thanks. Has he spoken? Did he say anything? Do you speak English?
Yeah, so I think that you both are like, do you speak English? And he doesn't, of course. He's muttering when you're like finally like attempting to talk to him. He's muttering in Farsi.
Okay. Is Spoogle translate a thing?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it is, but it's also just about as good as the current one. Right? Like,
yeah. All right.
It's better than nothing, right?
You can type in phrases that you want to say, but understanding the words that he's saying is harder, right? Like that's the problem with translators, like a manual translator, is knowing what he's trying to say by like just sounding it out. It doesn't work in other languages.
Okay.
But if you wanted to say something, you could like type in, how do I say, hello, my name is etc. in Farsi, or in this case, Paphosian. Or
okay.
Paphosish, probably is how it's said.
All right. Does the Horizon have? Well, it has to have a microphone because I've got it attached to.
Yeah, you have a compat right? Built into it. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm typing into Spoogle translate. Okay, translate from English to Paphosi,
right, yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Do you understand? And why are you on our ship? And then hit play.
So yeah, when you hit play, like it repeats back and clearly what is his language, and he kind of like looks and you can tell like maybe the order was messed up because Spoogle translates horrible. And he kind of like he gets confused look, but for the first time he kind of like pulls his hands away from his face. And
okay,
he
before he responds, I'm switching the settings to input Basasi or whatever, and output English, and then preparing to hit like the record button.
Sure, yeah,
So it
yeah.
actually
You're
records
gonna
what he
try and like
says.
do that, like do the back and forth thing with him. Yeah.
Right.
So I think that if you're gonna attempt to do that like every time, we'll just say that it will give you broken pieces of it, but you'll never get like the full story unless one of you actually takes the time to like learn, let's say, the language skill, and are able to decipher kind of what goes on at a general basis.
Really, because I feel like I have a point left over from the last
You
time.
wanna bump it up to a 0 in language?
And I'll go ahead and bump it up to a 0 in language.
Sure. Then
And
roll me a language
with
check.
that, I'm gonna. With that, I'm going to choose a language at a later time that actually represents.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and since you have a basic understanding of like a lot of languages, right? Like that's the generalized roll, and then you also get to learn a different one. Did you roll that based on int?
Yes, I did.
Oh. Well, it's technically 603. You want to use your reroll?
Oh, this is painful. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
Do it.
Why not?
So you don't have to re-roll for health later. So
It's true. Ah, that's better.
Does the Horizon give me any bonuses?
No, not on the language check.
Okay.
No. So yeah, so I think that like what happens probably is he says something and it comes spit out like garbled mess, and then you like look at the horizon and then you like slap it a few times, and then it spits out the correct saying. Like the correct like not correct like accurate, but like a jumbled saying that you're able to convert based on your knowledge, your general knowledge of languages. Phone, thank you. And I think that he says he's like he probably says something along the lines of ship, take me away. And Gogo, you've approached the scene at this point, right?
Oh yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So he looks at Gogo and he sees that you're a female. And after he says that, he immediately like drops if you've ever seen like the in Japanese or Asian culture where they get completely flat to the ground on their knees and have their hands in front of them and their forehead touching the ground, he gets in a pose similar to that in front of Gogo. And
Is there a contested roll of some kind? Because I haven't been to the wall with my color.
I mean, if you want to contest him trying to do that, yes.
If I see him trying to move towards Gogo, then yes.
He's not moving towards. He's just like he's shifting. Like he's shifting around and like getting down on his face.
Okay, never mind then.
He's not like
Boomer just kind of pulls the staff back then, or the pole back.
Yeah, basically like he can do it, and then you can just have your staff like on his back instead, and it's the same effective like.
Okay,
control.
then that's what he's doing.
Yeah, and I think that your translator it picks up. Forgive me, Overseer, for I have sinned against humanity. Forgive me, Overseer. And he's repeating this phrase over and over and over and over and over and over again.
All right. Is this text that I'm reading, or is it actually squawking it out?
It's probably text. If you had it, you could like hit the play button and read it.
Yeah, otherwise I would say, what is he saying to Boomer?
Right, yeah.
Okay, he's referring to you as the Overseer, and he wants your forgiveness.
Specifically not the Overseer. Just Overseer as a title.
Right. And I try to make that distinction.
Yeah.
I think for a brief moment, Margot revels in this, and then immediately shakes her head and is like, oh, no, and like tries to get Boomer to use the stick because she's not going to touch him, to get him to like sit back up and try to gesture him and be like, no, stop it, like knock it off.
Boomer, it would require you to force him to stop doing that. He would not willingly leave his pose, or like you could tell him to like stop saying stuff and he'll probably fall silent, but to leave the pose that he is currently in,
Even if I commanded him to do so?
How
I'm
would you
actually
command
going
him to do
to
so?
look
do,
at
do you
Gogo.
do you like play through the
Well,
speaker?
Yeah, exactly.
wait.
Okay,
Wait.
go ahead.
I'm actually going to look to Gogo. It's like, okay, well, tell him this. Like, giving her the command and philosophy for
phrase,
stop.
sure,
The
sure.
phrase, stop and sit or sit
Okay.
up.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I say that
you
in
say
his
it,
language.
Like, it's this weird like translation, and you can tell he's confused as well because, like, when you say it, he kind of like he doesn't look at you, but his head like raises, and he kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and I think he looks over at Boomer like directly, and he kind of like gives you like questioning is on his face, but then like maybe you say it again, and he gets up and he like crosses his legs Indian style, and places his hands in like the praying in front of him, and just has his head like buried in his hands, and he's sitting like directly in front of you, watching you, or like not watching you, Gogo, but like facing you.
I would point to Boomer's neck to like, is he at least looking up like enough to see me gesture or do something? Because I would point at Boomer's neck to show that he doesn't have a collar on.
He has not looked at you except for the moment he realized you were a woman.
Okay, then I would have Boomer do that. I would tell Boomer to go like crouch down and point at your neck to show that like you don't have a collar.
Boomer just kind of looks at her, and his eyebrows kind of come together for a moment, and he would make a show of, with his offhand pointing to his neck and showing that there's no rash, no collar, and then actually saying to Gogo, I've already checked him for a collar. That's when I found the rash.
But clearly he had one, otherwise it wouldn't have a rash, now wouldn't it?
Does the rash look like it may have been caused by a collar, or does it look like it may have been caused
It's in
by...
a distinctly collar-esque formation.
Okay.
Does he make any like recognition to that, or does he just completely ignore what Boomer does?
Gogo, you get the distinct impression with you there, he's there to worship you. There's no other function in his body but to do that.
I would probably look at Boomer and say, okay, why don't we bring him back to the ship? I will not be present, and then at least he'll talk to you, and maybe we can figure out what the heck he was doing here. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
At that point, Boomer's going to collapse the extendable hole and put it back in its quasi-holster.
And then I would ask...
I'm going to go ahead and rifle through his pockets until he finds, like, gloves. Almost like sterile gloves.
Yeah.
And then just kind of...
Well, you have a med kit, right? Those totally have latex gloves in them.
I have a survival kit.
Well, Gogo has a med kit, right?
Yeah. Wait, did I? No, I used it all on...
I thought you had two.
Fortune.
And you used one.
I don't know, actually. Let me check. It doesn't matter, because what I was going to do is have Boomer just have him tell me what the words "follow me" are and just command him to do that. Yeah, so absolutely. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely, and that happens. And like, as you're doing that, his head is down and like following you, like barely looking at the bottom of your feet just to see what direction you're going, and he's just following you through the streets. And so